Happy Wednesday evening to all of you out there in this great big world that I, Brother Dana, call social media. I am sitting here in the city of Chicago and, heard about the increase of charge and then the other charges. And all I can say is for the white American system, there is progress there. But in reality, we know that it is far from being equal. And the reason why that you and I know that is because they can arrest almost anybody for any type of suspicion and hold you legally for 12 hours. And so if that was the case, if it was being, the law was with this murder to all the officers, if it was equally dealt with as it is in our black communities, things would have been completely different. If anything, those four men would not even be alive to give their side of the story. And so that is where it's hard for my white individuals out there that don't know the true side of the black justice system. Because as I watched today, they were saying that they had to cross every T and dot every I and, basically do everything in their power that they can to make sure they don't mess up on one little detail, because they know then that this system that was created to enslave the blacks would be then used to detain them. But on the other side, my black brothers and sisters are found guilty. And if they're not completely guilty on something, as many of them are not even guilty, then while you detain them for those 12 hours, it gives you time to put together your story and all of your accumulated false evidence, so that you can at least by the time those 12 hours are up, you can have a list of crimes. And then my black brothers and sisters have to fight for their life to prove that they are innocent. Although your word says, as you are now implying with these white cops, that they are innocent until proven guilty, even in the sight. Clean, clear sight of eyes and video camera of many. We still have to be careful and walk so cautiously, because the system is created that for a white man, they've made a little loophole. And that is what saddens me when I think about where we are and where we have to go. Because to you, my black brothers and sisters, if you look at it, there has not been one equal right given to you that you and your family members and ancestors have had to fight to death of your own family to get a victory on the books as a law that now removes something that was unfair to you. And that is why when my white evangelicals and white people want to say, why do we have to see color? It always goes back to, because you are the ones that originated in this country a distinction between the color. It wasn't my black brothers and sisters back in the 40s and 50s and the 60s that decided to create a sign to say, hey, us blacks are only going to drink here and you white people are going to drink over there. It wasn't our black brothers and sisters that determined who was black and who was white, so when you got on a bus, the blacks went to the back. It wasn't our black brothers and sisters that were fighting you whites from coming to their school. No, it was you whites that created black schools and white schools, removed the resources from the black schools so that you white schools and white children would have great advantage over them. And now you want to say we don't see color. And then, like I said, you fought to be able to go to school with somebody like me. But you, as my black brothers and sisters, even know that even the written law may say that. You know what the spirit is behind that law. And that is why I don't mean to bring gloom and doom into this, but white America has always lived by the letter of the law towards you, but the spirit of the law for themselves. And when they live by the letter of the law, even though you have fought to death to change that law that says all you blacks and whites can sit wherever you want on the bus, we know that the spirit that lies behind the law enforcement and the spirit that lies behind my white family members is still not equal. And so it always goes back to that. It's the spirit of the law that is necessary. And I know that you have won a little bit of a victory in making them go back to see if they are truly giving this cop everything they are due. And see, and white individuals will see that as victory. And I see that as victory only to a small degree, because what still kills you in all of these situations is not is that the spirit behind the law that is not for you can use the letter of the law to kill you, as they always do over and over and over again. So until white America chooses to break their hearts for you in a true repentive way, they may say you're protected by the letter of the law, but the spirit behind that is still for your destruction. Because every time they do something and destroy you, you and I have to fight and fight and fight that every little detail is perfect, because the white justice system has always been different than the black justice system. And even when those laws come into place that's supposed to connect them equally, we still know that the spirit that lies behind that law is not for you, my black brothers and sisters, and therefore it will always find a way to punish you and not punish us. So I hope that you, white America, will truly have a change of heart. Not because the law now tells you you have to allow them to sit next to you, but that your spirit will be broken so you'll understand and see their beauty and how evil it is of us, white America, to treat them as if they were dogs. You know, today I was trying to go to a Target, and because of the riots and things that are going on, it was like 4:45, 4:50. And when I got there, they were saying at that point, no, we're closing all the stores at 5 o'clock because of the possible riots again. And do you know, there was this moment of anger towards the rioters and the looters, until I took a moment to say, but wait a minute, here I go again. I'm going to turn my frustration towards the victims of a society that has done everything in their power to make them be this way, and then I'm going to beat them down? Or am I going to channel my anger and my frustration at the white supremacist system that we have set up and failing our black communities, from their education to their rights and freedoms, to their ability to have a job with equal pay, to all of us in the white communities? No, I need to remember where my anger needs to be placed. And I need to place it there and keep it there. Not to hope to change a heart of white people that I don't think many of them will ever change, but to protect until God officially changes positions. So I hope that even though they may do some things to change the letter of the law, to all of you, my white family members, what's your spirit still going to be behind that law? That's where the change needs to take place. Thank you for tuning in. And this is your brother Dana coming to you from the city of Chicago. Shalom.